Hi everyone, thanks so much for joining me today. Thanks for clicking on my video and telling YouTube that they should share more of my videos. I'm Em and you're watching Makeupry. Today we're going to do a color story challenge with the Paradise Enchanted palette from L'Oreal. Allie, I hope you enjoyed this video. This is an interesting palette because I hadn't used this one yet. I had swatched it and thought the colors swatched beautifully. However, with playing with it, I found out that, there's not a whole lot of variation that you can do with this palette. What L'Oreal did with this palette was they catered to light to kind of deeper skin tones because the tone range isn't good, but the variation of looks that you can create is kind of basic. Essentially, they could have just created quads for different tone families for someone who's very light complected, for a medium, and for deeper skin tones. But I digress. It's a beautiful palette, but I just found that it was kind of interesting that you have a few deep shades and they don't really vary in terms of tone. There's a little bit of a cooler tone and then a little bit of a warmer tone, and then the medium tone shades are just, there's this pink and then there's this kind of camel or warmer brown, and then you've got lighter shades. And the looks that I created I really do like. I think that this palette and the looks that I created are going to be looks that pretty much anyone in light to deep can create using this palette because there is variation in tones. However, if you're looking for a diverse palette that you can create multiple looks with, I don't think this is the palette for you. It's definitely for more of a basic makeup look. However, I did come up with 3 makeup looks for this. I definitely had a bit of a sweet tooth when I went in and started creating the names for these looks. They were definitely inspired by summer ice cream kind of themes, so you'll see that in this video. I think they're kind of fun. I think this palette is kind of fun. My favorite shade is this pink one here. I tried to not use it multiple times because I wanted to create really diverse looks, but this pink is beautiful. It definitely is the star of the show. It swatches beautifully, it wears beautifully. It has this orangey kind of tint to it, so it's more of a coral. It's not a true pink, but that's why I like it, is because coral shades have more of a, they're more neutral in a sense that pinks can be very cool or they can be very warm, and corals I feel kind of go middle of the road with that. So if you have a cooler complexion, you can pull off coral. It'll kind of warm up your skin, but if you have a warmer skin tone, coral won't be too cool where it makes you look yellow and sallow. So I like these kinds of colors. I think L'Oreal did a great job picking that particular tone. It goes well with the peach scent. I find that this is interesting because it's peach scented, yet they call it Paradise Enchanted. So when I think of Paradise, I think of tropical. I don't think of peach tones. I think of more like bronzy and maybe golden, maybe some blues, that kind of thing. And this definitely leans more on that peachy side. So that's just my opinion. I call it the peach palette because, hello, it's peachy toned and it smells like peaches. I feel like they have a disconnect between concept and execution. Yeah, some of these shades I really like these deep browns are beautiful. As I said, they do 2 tones here. There's the cooler tone right here, and then there's the warmer tone. When you wear them though, there's not a huge stark difference, especially if you're someone like me who has more of that neutral tone. I tend to warm up in the summer, but honestly I'm not like so warm toned that a cool tone makes me look yellow. But in terms of having diversity of looks, you're not going to get that with the 2 deep tones. It's good that you have that in here, but it's not going to make a huge difference in your makeup look. This pink almost pulls medium, although it is also for lighter tones, so I used this pink more for like a crease blend out color, and then this medium brown. The other shades here, I didn't use a few of these. Like this one is beautiful. It's a peach tone bronze. I wish I kind of used that today because this is beautiful, but I already did a pink kind of look, so I didn't want to do another pink one. Honestly, you can substitute any of these shades. If you're a lighter tone, then you can substitute a lot of these shades for each other. You can create a subtly different look just using a different color, but it'll be essentially the same eyeshadow placement and structure, if that makes sense. So let's talk about some of the duds. Okay, the eyeshadow I'm wearing today is this one on the bottom corner. It looks beautiful. It swatches beautifully. This is like my perfect shade of brown. This really shimmering, bronzing brown shade. It swatches beautifully. And here we go. Like, it's everything I'd want in a satin brown shade. However, when it goes on the eyes, you see how patchy that looks in my crease and that cooler brown tone? This beautiful shimmer quality, that bronziness, faded away. And I don't know what happened, but what is more of a warmer tone eyeshadow all of a sudden turned very cool on my eyes. I did not, no, no. I feel like this deceives you because you look at it and you can tell that I've dipped into that quite a few times. And even when I just swatched it now, I've swatched it like 10 times already. By that point, any glitter overspray would be gone. But just swatching it here, like, it's deceiving because you see all that shimmer, but then when you go to blend it out, all that glitter and shimmer goes away and it turns into this weird, it's like an espresso base, and it's not that pretty. I mean, if you're going for an espresso shade, that'd be one thing, but I'm not. I wanted a very summery, bronzy, brownish, just beautiful shade to the eyelids, and I don't think this particular shade did it for me. I wish I had gone with my original gut reaction to use this pink one, but it is what it is. So I decided today to wear some blue mascara to kind of draw attention away from how wretched my crease looks. So I have blue mascara. I took a little bit of these shimmering lighter shades and then did a little bit of a lighter brown on the bottom lash line. These shimmers can be interchangeable too if you have a lighter skin tone, the gold and the pink. They're very similar, as you can tell on my fingers here. They're both beautiful, so that's where it kind of goes back into that whole, you can substitute shades to create different looks because they honestly swatch pretty similarly. And then this light shade here, it's definitely not a matte white color. It's a very satin based white. So I use that in one particular look, and it's very soft and creamy, but it just kind of blends away. And I found that to be a little disappointing, and it leaves a little bit of a sheen to the skin, which I think would be a beautiful highlight, like one of those glow from within kind of highlighters, but not an eyeshadow. So overall, I was kind of disappointed with this, but also I love the colors. I just think that they missed the mark on a few of these shades. I don't feel like this should have been a full-size palette. I feel like they could have just done these in quads and just marketed them to the different tone families, because basically you have a quad. Basically the way that these colors can be used are in quads. Take this pink shade, and for the lighter skin tones, maybe do a deeper brown, either this medium brown or a deeper one here, and then pair it with like a lighter tone to blend it out and use as a brow bone highlight, a crease shade, transition shade, and then maybe a sparkly lighter shade for inner tear duct highlight. Honestly, you don't need that many shades. And then for medium tone, I would do any of these, even that pink with this deep brown, or this kind of pinky shimmering color, like a more neutral tone medium brown. And then for deeper skin tones, that pink would also be beautiful. But I think that it's one of those shades that is universally beautiful on anyone. So I feel like that's what their goal was, is to create a palette that would cater to multiple audiences. But unfortunately, that makes many of these shades just kind of boring to use. And I originally bought this because I felt inspired to use it, but just playing with it a bit more from kind of a makeup artist viewpoint of it, it's definitely not for everybody. So anyway, I hope this part was helpful. Stay tuned for all 3 looks. Let's get into it. So I hope this video was helpful for you and gave you maybe some inspiration on how to use this palette and some fun looks that you can create with it, or with any palette really. So the Neapolitan look, the milkshake or smoothie, whatever you want to call it look, and then of course this chocolate mess as I've been kind of dubbing it. Alright, so now for another color story challenge. You get to choose the palette we're going to do next. We're going to do this, right? We're doing these looks. So it could be this Flower Beauty Suns Blazing palette. It's a warmer tone, beautiful palette with some golds and bronzes and orangey, I can't speak, orangey colors. So this one, or the Shroud Cosmetics Arcana palette. So leave a comment below letting me know which palette I should do next. And also let me know if you have this Paradise Enchanted palette and what your thoughts are on it. Do you feel inspired to use this palette now, or is this something that you still feel like is a dud? Do you feel like it's something you're going to declutter because it's just something you cannot use? Let me know. I'm interested in hearing what your thoughts are in the comments. So I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your day, and stay electric as always. Mwah. Bye!